Having a bit of a bite to eat here. He's got to refuel, folks.
I'm sorry, boys.
He's the busiest man in broadcasting.
I didn't realize you were throwing to me. I was throwing some pizza down there.
That's okay. We'll forgive you.
Thank you very much. Well, let's get everybody set for this open division game here, as we've got the Leafs in the yellow taking on the St. Pats. Should be a great game here for open. Wrapping things up, it's been all St. Pat's so far through the first two games, but I know the Leafs are looking to rebound as they get ready to bounce back here on Sunday. My name's Nico Cardarelli, very pleased to be joined alongside Mike Ross, who's doing the color commentary, and Brian Floyd, who's down at rink level doing the PA announcing. You know, Mike, I think I'd be a little bit remiss if I didn't get your critique of another fellow PA announcer.
Oh, that'll
How's
never
Brian
happen.
doing?
I would never critique.
So, your assessment, maybe that's the more appropriate word.
I think he does a fantastic job, and I haven't really ever heard a bad PA announcer. I've heard guys make bad mistakes, like the lacrosse announcer in Philadelphia this season.
Okay.
Made some racist remarks in a game. That didn't go over very well.
I can't imagine that would ever go over well.
So yeah, he was fired.
Wow, I didn't even hear about that. Wow.
Yeah, it was in the National Lacrosse League, and he made comments about an Indigenous player who had a ponytail, and he made a comment about like cut off his ponytail or something like that. Yeah, it was.
That's terrible.
Yeah, just not smart.
No.
Just not smart. But Brian does a fantastic job here at our tournament and in the Ontario Hockey League.
Yep, the voice of the North Bay Battalion and a good friend of ours, Brian Floyd. Very happy to have him here doing the PA. We're underway in the opening period of this open division game, as right now the Leafs putting pressure on with Graham Foxcroft. He makes the pass to the far wall for Craig Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick loses the handle on that one. Secured at the blue line, shot right on, big save from Justin Wack as he kicks out the right leg to make a crucial stop early.
Justin Wack coming off the experience in the select division earlier today, playing for Canada West against the United States, and played the third period in that game. A couple of goals in that period on Justin, but there were power play goals, and the U.S. was on a bit of a roll in that third period, certainly better than their first 40 minutes. So
there's a shot off the post and in. It beats Wack cleanly as it comes off the stick of Jeff Martin, and he opens up the scoring for the Leafs. It's 1-0.
Sorry, Justin. Here I was singing
the
your
broadcaster
praise.
curse.
Yeah, I was singing his praises, and that one was off the post and in. Nothing he could do about that one. I mean, that could have gone either way, half an inch to the right, and that thing's in the corner rather than in net.
Yeah, no chance for Justin on that goal, but a great snipe by Jeff Martin, a member of the Colorado Visionaries blind hockey program, and he opens up the scoring here for the Leafs, 1-0. A reminder to let us know who you're cheering on, where you're tuned in from, and we'll get to a few viewer shout-outs throughout the broadcast today.
Is Brian Floyd playing the music too?
He is. If you have any requests, he is on the spot.
I
with
request
that
he no longer play the New York Rangers goal song. That's my number one request, Brian Floyd.
Maybe a little bit of Hall & Oates instead?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Here goes James Ruddle for the St. Pats, bringing the puck up the ice on the far wing.
Remind me to tell you a story about the Hall & Oates song after.
How it came to be picked as the song?
Just something that happened.
I've wondered that often.
Something that happened last week, and
okay.
I'll tell you all about it.
We'll have to bring that up in a bit, but here goes Vince Ryan for the Leafs as he makes the pass over to Martin. Martin back to Ryan in the high slot, takes the shot. Good defensive block as that goes just wide of the post. Over to the far side, hash marks. Ruddle battling for possession. Gets it past the first player, and then he ends up knocking down Dominic Leroux as here comes a chance for the St. Pats. They draw it back, and that's cleared away by the Leafs. Good work as it's now secured by Hugh Leduc for the St. Pats. He gets the puck in deep, where Randy Banks tracks it down for the Leafs. Banks flips it over to the near side off the wall and out across center, where it'll be secured by Well, that's actually, we don't know who that is, but some good work there by the red team, as now it's on the stick of Jan Gobet. His shot gets turned aside, and that was Chaz Mizoraka with the opportunity moments ago for the St. Pats. Mizoraka gets it back now, flips it, and that just goes wide of the post. Dylan Bradbury with the clearance to the far side boards, held in by Leduc. He plays it to Mizoraka, tries to feed it out front, broken up initially. Puck's rolling around. Ashley Andrews, as she's falling down, tried to guide it on goal, but it was blocked by the Mack truck, Brian Mackey. Hugh Leduc tries to lift that one over. Nothing doing on the first attempt. Gobet has it for the St. Pats. Stripped away from him as it's shot in deep by Normand Blais. Blais giving chase, but it's Gobet who comes up with possession. Gobet has a teammate streaking up the right wing in Ashley Andrews. He stays along the near wing before Dustin Butterfield separates him from the puck. Andrews digs it off the wall. She gets dumped, no call, as Mackey smacks it down the ice. And it'll be picked up by Ian Rankin. Steve Galerno takes it across center ice and into the offensive zone. He's got a teammate with him. Dishes it off to La Montagne. Back in front, intended for Tunis, but that gets broken up as Galerno fighting for it in the far corner. It's stripped away from him by Foxcroft. And Graham Foxcroft, a former MVP here at the national tournament, ends up sending it down the ice. Collision there as Normand Blais gets the worst of that contact, but he pops back up, and here goes Nathan Tunis on a break for the St. Pats. Tries to feed it cross ice for La Montagne. Takes the shot, a huge save from Mario Ross, and then he covers up the rebound with 14:34 left here in the period.
So last weekend,
Yes.
take my mom. I go up to Ottawa to see my mom, take her to a Leafs Senators game.
Right.
She's cheering for Ottawa. My cousin, Alex Marchand, is the DJ for the Ottawa Senators.
Okay.
So we're sitting in the arena waiting for the traffic to sort of thin out a bit. All of a sudden, as the walkout music is playing, Hall & Oates starts to play.
Come on.
Our goal song.
No way.
I immediately pick up the phone and call him. He's laughing at the other end of the line. I had some choice words for him that I cannot repeat here on the broadcast.
That's some high-level trolling right there.
It was huge. And I said, well played by him.
I think the kids would say that's savage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game certainly did not go the Leafs' way that night, as Mario Ross holds the post well and covers it up for the Leafs here in this one.
No, that was a tough one. 80% Leaf fans in that building that night, and 6-2 loss. Oof. It was tough. The worst part was my mom needling me all night.
Right, of course.
Constantly. Yeah, that was tough. And what do you say to your mom, right? Like,
Well, I think what
stop, Mom. Come on, stop. Like, what else are you supposed to say to your mom?
You know what I like most about that? Because I saw on social you had posted a little bit how the Ottawa PA announcer was from Toronto, and his mother was wearing a Leafs jersey. Of course, your family coming from Ottawa, your mom wearing the Sens jersey. I thought that was just a perfect picture to sum it up.
I loved it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of my top 2 viewed Twitter posts of all time.
Oh,
I think
no kidding.
It hit like 22,000 views. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, the Leafs maneuvering here down in the offensive zone. They try feed it out front as we're in a 1-0 game with 12:25 remaining in the first period. Delayed offside, so that gives Brandon Joy a chance to clear the zone. His attempt gets blocked by Randy Banks. Fed out front for Vince Ryan, but that's taken away by Jan Gobet. Promptly shot back into the zone, but a delayed offside gives Galerno some time to skate it out. Galerno makes the lead pass for Ashley Andrews. She gets across the blue line, but it's stripped away from her by Vince Ryan. And he's got room to skate. Vince Ryan brings it up the near side wall. Checked closely by Chaz Mizoraka. Ryan centers in front. Oh, big save by Justin Wack as he got just enough of that shot from Randy Banks to steer it aside. Justin made his national team debut a little bit earlier today, as Mike alluded to, giving up a couple of goals in the third period, but no chance for Justin on those snipes from Tim Kane, both coming on the power play. As now his team, the Arenas, or the St. Pat's, trying to generate some offense of their own. There's the indicator of a good clean pass. Samuel Boom Boom LaMontagne tracks it to the far boards against Brian the Mack Truck Mackey, as Chaz Mizuraka takes a sharp angle shot and scores! Oh, what a snipe by Mizuraka. He rings it off the post and in, and we're all tied up at 1.
And that pressure for Mizuraka has been coming on now for the last few shifts. So nice to see it pay off here. And you got yourself a 1-1 game, 10:40 left here in the first period.
Let's give a couple of shout-outs to our live chat thread, which is lighting up. Let's give a shout-out to Nicholas Villeneuve, to the Colorado Visionaries blind hockey program. A question coming from Louis Charles saying, is Tunis playing forward today? Yes, he is for the St. Pat's, as that shot from Foxcroft bounces in on whack, and he is just able to squeeze it between his arm and his midsection to make the save. And hey, let's give a couple other shout-outs here, including one to Bill Oxford saying, come on, Nathan Tree, score, or I'll start messaging about Brexit. Well done, Bill. Oh, what a shot. Oh, it trickles in. They're calling it a goal. I thought Wack made the save. The initial indication was a goal. Nobody's celebrating.
No.
I think they're going to talk this over. But yes, it is a goal, and it's Laura Mark who scores for the Leafs to put them up 2-1.
Feel for Wack on that one. It felt like he had it, but it's one of those where if you don't have full control of it, almost like it's got a mind of its own, finds its way across the line, and that's all it needs.
The St. Pat's protest the call, but it stands as a goal, and the Leafs now in front 2-1 with 9:10 remaining here in the first period of play. Here goes James Ruddle for the St. Pat's, drops it back as he tried to feed it over to Steve Gallerno, but that's broken up by Graham Foxcroft. And now Foxcroft off to the races. He's got Mark with him. He's got to make a pass. Fitzpatrick trailing as well. Foxcroft tried to slide it over to Fitzpatrick. Now he gets possession. Sharp angle shot ends up behind the goal with 8:40 left in the first. Foxcroft hustles and gets to the loose puck as he centers it. And there's Brandon Joy making a good play for the St. Pat's. Fitzpatrick moves the puck into the near corner. Tries to feed it out front. Joy challenges him, and Joy able to clear it away to the near sideboards. I think Brandon Joy has the best Instagram handle here at the tournament, B_Flakes. He was telling me before the game that his nickname back home is Flaky. I said, buddy, that's amazing. And he actually thanked me. I guess he got a few more followers out of it, so anytime, Brandon. Good job out there. He's wearing number 13 for the St. Pat's as they're pinned in their own zone right now. Randy Banks, miscommunication there with his teammate as the shot tracks to the near side and it's scooped up by checked out by Jan Gobet. Gobet leads it ahead, intended for Mizuraka, but Jeff Martin comes in to intercept that pass. Butterfield tries to play it up the boards, gets it inside the St. Pat zone, but they promptly clear it back out. Teams exchanging puck possession. Dylan Bradbury in the thick of it along with Brandon Joy as here goes Jan Gobet for the St. Pat's. Gobet shields it from the check of Vince Ryan. Gobet gets it back after a shot was blocked, feeds it to the far corner, but out of the reach of Ashley Andrews. Puck hops over the stick of Brandon Joy, and it'll be corralled now by Pierre Brisebois. Jan Gobet, nice move to sidestep a couple of checkers, makes the pass to Andrews, gets it back, and slides the shot wide on the near side, or over to the near corner as Butterfield tracks it behind the goal against Mizoraka. Fired by Dylan Bradbury off the boards, but not out. Centered intended for Mizoraka. And that reminds me, Dylan Bradbury has a special message that we have to pass on to one of our Canadian blind hockey family. We'll do so at the next whistle. As Ashley Andrews centers it for Jan Gobet. Shot right on. Mario Ross gets a big piece of it, but it trickles in, and we're all tied up at 2 on that goal from Jan Gobet.
It looked like Ross was going to stop that, but it almost like he just swept the stick so far to his right that he wasn't able to bring it back in time to really withstand the weight of the shot. And that puck was in off of his stick, and it's a 2-2 game.
Well, let's give a shout out and a special happy birthday wish to Emily McLean, who would normally be participating here at the tournament this weekend, but another multi-sport athlete. She's off at another competition. I believe it's a goalball event that she's at this weekend. But Dylan Bradbury said, hey, Emily, make sure you tune in on Sunday. We're going to give you a special birthday shout out. And of course, we're missing Emily and her mom, Denise, here this weekend. But we hope you have a happy birthday as the Leafs digging away for the puck, and it goes into the far corner for Laura Mark. Mark dishes it off to Fitzpatrick. He has his pocket picked. And here goes Samuel Lemontagne. Lemontagne brings it across the line. They go in just offside, and we'll get the stoppage with 5 minutes remaining in the period. Or again, some good comments on our chat thread as well, and we remind viewers that you can be a part of the broadcast by commenting on the live chat feed on our YouTube stream. Let us know who you're cheering on, where you're tuned in from. Just like Wayne Deck, who says, go James the Train Ruddle, as he's cheering on from Calgary. And then Brian Joy out in Newfoundland, congratulating Brandon on getting the Most Improved Player award, and they're anxious to see his trophy when Brandon gets home. Samuel Lemontagne working the near sidewall, brings the puck into the zone. Centering attempt for Nathan Tunis gets picked off. Mizoraka's trying to sweep it towards Tunis, but again, Foxcroft there defensively. Good work by Emily Molchan to tie up the stick of Mizoraka, and here go the Leafs in transition. Fitzpatrick, lead pass to Foxcroft, and he sweeps it in on the backhander. The Leafs are back in front 3-2 on that goal from Graham Foxcroft.
Real good speed on that goal. So much so that Wack just wasn't given a real opportunity to pick up that puck, which ends up beating him on the far side. Left just a little bit too much of that far side goal open and unable to react in time to make the stop.
Yeah, those plays are so challenging for the goaltenders, as you alluded to, Mike. They almost don't have an opportunity to really pick up the location of the puck when you go in with that kind of speed. And Foxcroft made them pay as he makes it a 3-2 game in favor of the Leafs. Here goes James the Train Ruddle as he brings the puck up the right wing. Taking it towards the face of goal. He'll actually go all the way behind the net. Checking some passing options. Centers for Mizoraka. He can't get a clean stick on it. Nathan Tree in the slot as well. Tree makes the play to hold it in. Good job as he passed it back to the point for Brisebois. The clean pass now completed for the St. Pats. Ruddle behind the goal, centers out front. Brisebois pinches in from the point, takes the shot. 2 yellow jerseys sprawling out to make the block. Mizoraka takes a shot, and John T gets his body in the way of that attempt. Another centering pass, and Ruddle scores! James the Train Ruddle finds the back of the net, and we're all tied up at 3.
And he just pulled the Austin Matthews
That's
move
right.
of indicating the goal himself over the down-and-out goaltender on the play. Mario Ross thought he had a beat on it, but just fell on it a little too late, a fraction of a second too late. It squirts in underneath him. But Ruddle giving the extra little oomph there at the end, indicating, yep, that's a goal, that's in, baby.
And a big goal for the St. Pats as they draw even here with 1:45 remaining in the period. We're getting some great comments on the chat thread. We'll get to that in a moment, but here goes Jan Gobet, stripped away from him by Dustin Butterfield. Played ahead, and now Butterfield has a chance to pinch in here and get some offense going for the Leafs. Butterfield has it stripped off his stick by Hugh Leduc as the Ibu player skates it out of the zone, and a good lead pass up to his Ibu teammate, Jan Gobet. Gobet dishes it off to Ashley Andrews. She tries the shot from distance. Initial attempt is blocked. Steve Gallarneau can't get a hold of the puck, and then Dylan Bradbury does well to backhand it out of pressure. They don't get very far as it's stripped away from Jamie Fodak, and it's played ahead to Steve Gallarneau. Gallarneau splits the D. Oh, brilliant defensive work there by Butterfield to tie up the stick. Gallarneau chips it behind the goal. 48 seconds remaining here in the period. Leduc tries to strip it away from Fodak as it's now controlled by the St. Pats. Pass to Jan Gobet, and he feathers that just wide of the far post. Good pressure right now from the St. Pats. The Leafs able to clear it out to center ice. Quickly, it's dumped right back in with 25 seconds remaining in the period. Good hustle by Normand Blais to beat out Gallarneau to that loose puck, as now it's on the stick of Fitzpatrick. The team's exchanging puck possession. It's brought into the attacking zone by Foxcroft. Brilliant back check by Mizoraka to tie up his stick. Final 5 seconds of the period ticking away. Maybe time for one more shot. Not doing there as Foxcroft gets run off the puck. And with the buzzer sounding, the teams will head to the break, all tied up at 3. Mike, what a great first period.
It certainly was. And a little chippiness here after the whistle. A little bit of a mixing up there down low, but the officials get in there and split them up. And you've got yourself a 3-3 game here, and really it's been tit for tat all the way through.
Absolutely.
You score, I score. Back and forth we've gone.
Well, we're not getting an intermission per se as we had in the previous games of the Open Division, but we will throw it over to the AMI boys for their quick thoughts about that first period of play.
What a wide open first period that was. Offense. That's what I say, boys.
You know, the thing I enjoyed about that first period is that everybody got a turn. And what I mean by that is there's an awful lot of names on the score sheet right now.
Oh, absolutely. Cam?
No, absolutely. It is nice to see it spread around rather than one person getting a double hat trick. So it is kind of nice to be able to, get the goals and assists all around. I think both goalies, although they've let in 3 goals each, they've been pretty solid in net. I don't think they can say for any of those goals that they should have had them.
I just love the Austin Matthews point for the goal there from James Riddle. A little bit of hometown fun there. Let's send it back over to the broadcast team of Mike Ross and Nico Cardarelli, guys.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's get everybody set for the second period here in this Open Division game between the Leafs and St. Pats. We're all tied up at 3 after the opening 20 minutes, and it'll be Mizoraka and Foxcroft to face off here in the second period. Puck drop. We're underway here in the second as Foxcroft advances it ahead to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick tries to feed it back to Foxcroft. That gets broken up as Mizoraka doing some good work there defensively. Centered in front, just out of the reach of Laura Mark. As over to the far wall, it's LaMontagne losing his footing, but he does a good job to get it past the defenseman, Poirier. Rolling puck, Tunis tries to corral it. It's picked up by Fitzpatrick as he flips it into the near corner. Foxcroft plays it behind the goal. There's the clean pass to Fitzpatrick. Wrestled away from him as LaMontagne unable to clear the zone. Picked up by Mizoraka behind his own goal. He plays that off the boards and down the ice. It curls in, not enough for icing, so Foxcroft retrieves it now. Plays it to the far side wing. Vince Ryan gets on his horse and gets to the loose puck first. Tracks it all the way to the near side corner. Plays it back down low behind the goal, but nobody there in a yellow jersey, so that gives the St. Pat's a chance to clear the pressure. Nathan Tunis takes possession as he tries to gain the zone, poked away from him. The St. Pat's, well, they can't get it in deep, and here goes Jeff Martin as one of the officials taking a spill. Martin makes the pass over to Randy Banks. That shot blocked as a good defensive effort there. Second opportunity ends up being blocked as well. And then a backhander from the point. Oh my goodness, what a shot. That got skied way up in the air and almost dropped right in the goal. James Ruddle picks up the puck at the far side hash marks. Can't clear the zone on the first attempt. Now Brandon Joy takes it out as he'll skate it to center ice and ends up losing possession to Jeff Martin. Ryan, he gets a big hit there on Brandon Joy. No call, as it certainly seemed like Ryan extended a little bit on the hit. The play continues on. Randy Banks tries to center it for Ryan, but a great job by Brandon Joy to tie up his stick. Those two going head-to-head right now. Puck over to the far side boards. Banks gets to it before LaRue as he plays it down low for Martin. It's been almost all Leafs here in this period as Martin takes the backhander right on, but a good save from Justin Wack as he closes the 5-hole and freezes it for the face-off. Well, let's give a couple shout-outs here to our live chat thread, including that from Cheryl Mizuraka, cheering on from Stratford, Connecticut. The whole Mizuraka family's watching, and they say, "Go Chaz, go." And let's also give a shout-out to Tessa Rankin, cheering on the St. Pat's and Ian. As Hugh Leduc clears the puck to the line, but not out on the first attempt, Jan Gobey gets it across the zone on the second effort. Normand Blais has it taken off his stick by Jan Gobey as Dustin Butterfield gets to the loose puck before anybody else and clears it out. Fodak, head pass for the Mack truck. Beep, beep, here goes the Mack truck. Brian Mackey cuts in. Just taken away at the last moment. As a good defensive play by Hugh Leduc negates any opportunity for a goal. After a wide open first period that saw the teams exchange goals, 6 goals in the first period total, it's certainly become a more defensive battle, although the Leafs with the bulk of the opportunities here in the second. Hugh Leduc first on the puck for the St. Pat's. Lead pass out of the reach of Gobey. As it's off the boards and up the ice, Foxcroft hustling after it, beats out the icing. Great work by Foxcroft, and I was going to say bookmark that if they can capitalize, but Ashley Andrews takes it across center ice and plays it to the near side for Jan Gobey. Gobey shields it from a couple of defenders, passes it back out to the top of the blue line. That got knocked by Mark, but now it's on the stick of Galarneau. Galarneau back to the point. There's the good clean pass. It gets picked off moments later, and here goes Craig Fitzpatrick for the Leafs. Crowd now by Foxcroft. Makes the pass over to the far point. Matthew Poirier takes the shot, and that gets blocked by his numerical counterpart, Caleb Smith. Jan Gobey takes possession. 5 minutes gone here in the period as Galarneau brings it into the offensive zone. Checked closely by his Hebrew teammate Matthew Poirier, but the Leafs able to clear the pressure back out across center. Smith has it stripped off his stick by Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, drop pass. Nobody there in a yellow jersey to get it, so it's controlled by Nathan Tunis of the St. Pat's. Sweeping at the puck was Samuel Lemontagne. He tried to get a shot on goal, but just couldn't quite get the handle. Now Galarneau takes it. Tunis makes the pass to Galarneau. There's the shot. Big pad save by Mario Ross, and he holds on to the rebound. 14:05 remaining here in the second period of play. Let's give a shout out to Danny Mizuraka, who's cheering on the St. Pats. She says, so proud of my brother Chaz and everybody out there. What a great game already. So grateful for this live stream so we can all tune in. And hey, how about Tiffany, who's cheering on Dylan Bradbury, the pride of Bay Roberts, Newfoundland. She says, go Leafs, go. I'm soon not going to have a voice because I'm screaming so much at my phone. Folks, thanks for tuning in and being a part of the broadcast by having your voice heard on our live chat thread. Mizuraka comes up with a puck, tries to center it out front, but that one gets blocked by Vince Ryan. Mizuraka takes the shot off the half wall from the hash marks, and that one almost ripped off the far post. And in. Good pressure right now from the St. Pats. Mizuraka comes up with it. He's got Nathan Tree parked in the slot, tries to feed it out to him. Pinching in from the point. There's the shot. What a block by John T. as he sprawls out to get a piece of that shot off the stick of Pierre Brisebois. Brisebois controls it, dishes it to the far corner as his pass was intended for Tree. Off the boards, they smack it down the ice. No icing, as they say. It went off of a St. Pat's player, so it'll be Mizuraka to retrieve it from the near side corner. Vince Ryan takes a run at him. Ended up with his stick, but sportsman-like effort there. He handed it right back to Mizuraka. As Dominic Leroux has it stripped away from him by Ruddle. Ruddle has Tree going to the net, tries to feed it to him. Nathan Tree, oh my goodness, the battle, and he scores! James Ruddle taps it home after a great net front battle between Nathan Tree and John T. T pokes it over to Ruddle, and Ruddle gets his second of the game.
That was a give and go, if I've ever seen one. Ruddle dishes off into the slot, makes his way over towards the net behind all the defenders, leaving himself wide open for what was really nothing but a tap-in. And yet you can miss those. You can really miss those in close, but Ruddle did a fantastic job of getting open and putting that one into the open cage.
A big goal there for the St. Pats. They take the lead 4-3. We're getting some great comments on the chat thread. We'll get to those in a little bit here, but Ruddle with his second of the game, putting his team back in front now. As, well, we will probably be getting a goaltending change soon for the St. Pats as a delayed offside ends up being whistled down. Oliver Pye, who's here playing in his first ever national tournament, was fantastic between the pipes yesterday for the St. Pats. And we anticipate him coming into this game momentarily. We get a couple of questions about the puck on the live chat thread. We'll get to that in a moment, as here goes Steve Gallarneau. He's got Jan Gobet with him. Gallarneau feeds it to Gobet, but a great job by Dustin Butterfield to tie up the stick of Gobet, ensuring he couldn't get a clean shot away. Puck centered to the hash marks. Gallarneau slides it just wide. Oh my goodness, Gobet tried to tuck it home, and there Gallarneau pops it over top the goalie to make it 5-3. No quit in that play from Gallarneau and Gobet, and eventually they're rewarded for their efforts.
And the pressure here has been put on by St. Pat's a lot in this period. I mean, it feels like the ice has sort of been tilted towards the Leafs' end. And there's the goalie switch you were talking about happening right now.
So Justin Wack out of this game after a great effort. And he'll be replaced by his teammate, Oliver Pye, as Pye gets set to take the net with those Marc-Andre Fleury-esque pads from his time with the Penguins. Gotta love that color scheme. So we're getting some questions about the puck. It is different than a traditional hockey puck. It's about 3 to 4 times larger than a standard hockey puck. It's made out of metal, and it's got ball bearings inside of it, so it's quite loud when it moves. It really helps the players track the puck. All of the players are legally blind, and we have a varying degree of vision on the ice. Nobody with more than 10, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. In the open division, you could have more than 10%. But typically, in most of the divisions, you're limited to 10% vision or less. If you're wearing a black helmet, you're a B3. That means you've got up to 10% vision. If you're a white helmet, you're a B2. That means you have at most 5% vision. And if you're a red helmet or a goaltender, you're a B1, which means you have less than 1% vision. Fitzpatrick, the B2, centers it out front for Laura Mark, but that one knocked away from her. Foxcroft makes the pass, or flips it over to the far side boards. Brisebois plays it back to the near side with 8.5 minutes remaining in the period. Tunis digging away for it against Emily Molchan. Foxcroft has it taken away by LaMontagne. Foxcroft gets it right back, dumps it into the zone. Fitzpatrick gets to it ahead of Brisebois. Fitzpatrick centering attempt for Laura Mark. That one gets knocked down as it's back to the line. And unable to hold the line is Poirier. And here goes a break the other way for the St. Pats, but they bring it in. Well, they would have been offside had they touched it, but Fitzpatrick going up the ice the other way for the Leafs. Fitzpatrick dumps it in at the end of a shift. He'll peel off for a change. And that'll give the St. Pats some time to break out. Tunis working up the near wing, checked closely by John T. Centering attempt, cleared away. Good defensive play by Poirier to get a stick on that. Kept in, nice work there by Brisebois pinching in from the point to keep the play alive. And now the Leafs move it out through the neutral zone. Galarneau with some fancy stick handling. He almost sneaked himself out before the puck stripped away by Jeff Martin. Martin makes the pass over to Randy Banks, kicks it to himself, back to Martin. He tries to tuck it home. Oh, what a save by Oliver Pye. Are you kidding me? He flashes the glove hand and stones Martin of what looked to be a sure goal.
He left that left side of the net wide open, almost daring him to put it in, and then just shut the door on him. Absolutely fantastic save. If you're the Leafs, you really want that one back. You want to bury that one hard.
Off the face-off, the Leafs. Well, they're trying to mount some pressure now, trailing by 2, but it's cleared out through center ice by Nathan Tree, who's coming to us all the way from Oxford, England, and we're so happy to have Nathan back again. And hey, we have to give him and his fiancée, Jeannie, some congratulations. They got engaged just a couple of months ago, and we told him, Nathan, we love you, but you better not come here for your honeymoon. Make sure you guys stay far away from blind hockey over that period, as there's a shot right on. Oh, Mario Ross shuts the door on James Ruddle for that great chance. Physical play picking up a little bit as, well, these two teams want to finish the tournament on a winning note. Let's give a shout out to Leah Bonny Brisebois cheering on her father, Pierre Brisebois, wearing number 5 for the St. Pats. And let's give a shout out to Nicolas Villeneuve as well, as he's loving the action here. Great comment by Wayne Deck. He says, look both ways when James the Train Ruddle is coming, as Ruddle already with a couple of goals in this game. His team working for more as they lead 5-3 here against the Leafs. Mizoraka makes the pass back to Gobet. Shot right on. Good blocker save by Ross. And then he freezes it for the face-off. Off the ensuing face-off, the teams scramble for possession. It was intended for Ashley Andrews, just out of her reach. Mizoraka tries to settle down the rolling puck as it's poked away from Jan Gobet. Gobet brings it back across the blue line, making the pass over to Ashley Andrews. Andrews tries to get the shot off, but that's blocked by Brian Mackey. Mackey sends it down the ice, and now Jamie Fotak streaking after it. Brings it over to the far side corner, where it's taken off of his stick by Ian Ruddle. Here goes Jan Gobet back the other way for the St. Pats. Gobet has Mizoraka with him. Needs to make the pass. Feeds it over to Mizoraka, but brilliant defensive work by Butterfield tying him up, and then Mizoraka crashes into the goalie, so they'll whistle it down.
Leafs have seemed to tightened up defensively here in the last couple of minutes. Offensively, they still need to push. They've got a period and change left here. Down 2 goals. You wonder when they're going to start taking more of those chances and looking to cut the deficit to 1 and hopefully for them then tying it up.
The Leafs clear the puck out of the zone with 3 minutes remaining here in the second period. Foxcroft brings it in, he tried to feed it over to Fitzpatrick. They couldn't quite connect on the pass as Foxcroft retakes possession. Feeds it back out to the top of the point for Poirier. He's tied up by LaMontagne, and on the delayed offside, that'll give Brisebois some time to control it in the far corner. Leafs thought they had cleared the zone already. Nothing doing as Foxcroft has to track it back in his own zone in the near corner. Here go the Leafs. Laura Mark brings it across the zone, makes the pass ahead to Foxcroft. That one just out of his reach. Corrals it back in front to Mark, and she tips it just wide of the far post. Mark tries to center it for Fitzpatrick. That one broken up. As that was Brisebois dumping it down the ice, making a good play for the St. Pats. Well, the St. Pats with a dicey line change there. We've already had a few too many skaters on the ice called this weekend. But there they get away with one. And now it leads to a 2-on-1. Tunis with the shot. It just goes wide. Mizoraka tracks it behind the goal. Thinking about a wraparound, but that's blocked by Poirier. They continue to dig away for it on the goal mouth scramble. LaMontagne and Tunis trying to whack at the puck to get it past Ross, but he covers the bottom well. Mizoraka centered out front, and then a whistle coming. I think a crease violation potentially against the St. Pats, but either way, a stoppage with 1:15 left in the period.
The last minute playing the second period.
Off the face-off, they scrum for the puck. Comes out to the line, held in momentarily. Nice job there, as that was Randy Nelson holding the line. 35 seconds remaining in the period as the St. Pats trying to add to their lead. Swept out in front, just out of the reach of Galarneau, and cleared down the ice by the Leafs. Hugh Leduc gets to the puck. Randy Banks tracking him into the corner. 15 seconds remaining in the period. The pass was made, but then it was stripped away by Ruddle, as Martin able to hold the zone for the moment. And now it's back across the blue line. 3 seconds left in the period. Vince Ryan has it, puts it towards the front of goal, but the buzzer sounds, and that'll do it for the second period. After 2 periods of play, it's the St. Pats with a 5-3 lead over the Leafs.
Pats 5, Leafs 3.
Pretty solid period of action. A little bit more end-to-end in that second half of the period. Be interesting to see what we get here in the third, whether the Leafs start opening themselves up a little bit, taking a few more chances, looking for those maybe riskier passes, but those riskier passes sometimes coming with higher rewards. So we'll see if they're able to cut in on the deficit here, down 2 goals.
For more analysis on that second period, let's rejoin the boys from the neutral zone. Let's touch base with Brock, Brett, and Cam.
Guys, it's kind of been a wide open period from the St. Pat's. The Leafs have kind of slowed down, as noted just a couple of seconds ago by Mike Ross. So, what do you guys think?
I actually think that's probably was part of their game plan. Just slow them down as the game goes on, and just wear them down. Get the lead early, and just not necessarily sit back on their heels, but slow them down through that second period, and maybe sit back a little bit in this third.
Cam?
Yeah, the Leafs, they've got to put a lot of pressure on the St. Pat's. The Leafs have played really well against the St. Pat's, so I'm quite astonished that the St. Pat's are up 5-3 going into the third period, to be quite honest with you. So they're going to have to cheat a lot. They're going to have to pinch and try to get a couple goals.
We will send it back to Mike Ross and Nico Cardarelli for third period action. Guys?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We're getting set for the third period here in this open division game between the Leafs and the St. Pat's. The St. Pat's leading at 5-3 as Mike Ross doing his best air guitar impression. You can really shred, brother.
Oh, I've played the bass. It's all about the bass.
Slap of the bass.
About the bass. No treble.
The St. Pat's moving the puck around the wall. Butterfield lets a rocket fly from the point, but it tracks over to the far corner. Good clearance that time by Caleb Smith. Butterfield first on it. Poked away from him by Jan Gobet. Gobet in the near corner tries to feather it out front. That one gets broken up by Fodak. Played ahead, intended for Brian Mackey. Just off his stick and cleared out by Ian Rankin. Puck to the line. Fodak unable to hold it in the zone. And now it's on the stick of Galarneau. Galarneau chips it into the far corner where Ashley Andrews skates after it. Andrews and Butterfield tie up. Gobet gets to the loose puck. It's played back to the line where Brandon Joy plays it near side to Pierre Brisebois. He lets the shot go. That gets knocked down by Gobet, and then his shot just goes wide. Great effort there by Pierre Brisebois, not only to hold the line, but to let the shot go. Dylan Bradbury starting to skate it out here for the Leafs. Good shift there from Bradbury on defense. He peels off for a change. And now Gobet tracks it to the near side hash marks. Centering pass ahead for Ashley Andrews. She gets it back to Mizoraka, who makes the pass to Gobet. Oh, he just loses the handle on the puck as he was skating through the high slot. Gobet tries to backhand it out front for Mizoraka. That gets broken up by Brian Mackey as Brisebois with the shot from the point, swept away by Poirier. Centered in front. Gobet can't corral it cleanly. Mizoraka tries the wraparound, but that also gets stopped. Good defensive collapsing there from the Leafs to take away that goal-scoring chance. Puck played out to center ice where Mizoraka comes up with it, sidesteps a couple of defenders. He's got a winger with him. He's got Le Montagne trailing. Mizoraka tries to feed it over to Le Montagne. Tunis there as well. Tunis sweeps it back in front. Mizoraka shoots, and that just goes wide to the far post. Kept in at the line momentarily by Hugh Leduc. He does well to get around one defender. The St. Pats have the Leafs pinned in their zone. Tunis takes a shot. That one gets knocked down by Normand Blais. Blais can't clear the pressure as Hugh Leduc making a good play for the St. Pats to keep the pressure on. Leduc hustles over to the far line and just holds the blue line. That was a close call as Poirier takes possession now for the Leafs. He sends that one down the middle of the ice, tracking to the near side corner. Not enough on it for icing. Tunis, he gets checked off the puck by Foxcroft. Fitzpatrick plays it into the corner for Foxcroft. Tries to center it, but that gets broken up by Brisebois. Great defensive play there. Passed ahead, and here's a 2-on-0. It's Galerno and LaMontagne. He makes the pass to LaMontagne. Shoots. Oh, what a save by Mario Ross. Bookmark that if the Leafs can come back. That was a critical save by Ross on a 2-on-0. Played back to the point. Nothing doing yet as pinching in was Ian Rankin. But now it's on the stick of Craig Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick has it taken away by Rankin, who hammers it back in. As the team's battling for it through the blue lines, it's Fitzpatrick who sends it around the far side boards. The Leafs putting pressure on. Laura Mark takes a shot towards the goal. It gets blocked by Rankin and sent out to center ice. Teams making changes on the fly. It's picked up now by Nathan Tree. Nathan stick handling with confidence as he takes the puck into the zone. Tree still has it on his stick. Makes the drop pass to Galerno. And then Fitzpatrick comes in and pokes it away from him. Fitzpatrick. He's got Banks with him up the right wing, but that's broken up. Good defensive play by Brandon Joy on that 2-on-1. Ooh, Ruddle ended up hitting the ice, and in the back of his helmet slammed against. He's a little shaken up there for sure. We'll keep an eye on James Ruddle. As the puck goes into the near corner off that shot. And it's Nathan Tree digging away for the puck. Tree shielding it there from a couple of defenders. Played back to the line for Brandon Joyce. Stripped away from him. And here goes Vince Ryan. Vince Ryan, he's got Butterfield and Martin trailing him, but he can't feed the pass through. Brilliant defensive play by Brisebois. Back to the line. Bradbury had his stick lifted by Mizoraka. And the 2-on-0 potentially ends up being all for naught. The St. Pats get it back into the zone. Mizoraka picks it up. There's the clean pass as he fed it over to Brandon Joy. Randy Banks losing an edge, but makes a great play to shoot the puck across the line. 8:45 left in the third period. The score 5-3 for the St. Pats over the Leafs. The St. Pats wearing the red jerseys. The Leafs have possession as Jeff Martin rips a shot. A good save by Oliver Pye, and then he freezes it with 8.5 left in the period. Man, you are a talented musician. You can play the air guitar, you can play the air drums. Is there anything you can't do, Mike Ross?
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Cat videos or?
No, okay. Kids playing the drums. They're very talented kids on YouTube.
Speaking of drummers, did you know Joseph Del Grande in our Select series is an avid drummer?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's one of his hobbies. He'll be turning 60 in a week from now. As Brian Mackey takes the puck, centers it out front, but that gets blocked. Matthew Poirier tries to feed it back out, and nothing doing on that attempt. Here goes LaMontagne back the other way. LaMontagne had Jan Gobet in front. Now he makes the pass over to Gobet, sweeps the shot right on. A big rebound, 2 huge saves by Ross as he stymies the St. Pats with those chances, and then it's whistled down for a crease violation. Oh, there you go. You ask, your wish is granted.
The power of Twitter, my friends. So this became the Leafs goal song.
Yes.
Out of training camp this year. The story goes that the PR guys were just kind of goofing on it during the preseason, during training camp.
Okay.
But then it just sort of caught on, and everybody started sort of walking around and going, doot, doot, doot.
Come on.
And it just stuck. And we played it once for one preseason game, and people loved it. And now when we play it,
Yep.
long after it's faded, the crowd is still singing along with it.
That's
so
amazing.
It caught on beautifully. It's worked well. And we even got tweeted at the Maple Leafs by Hall & Oates.
No way.
They sent out a tweet one night. I can't remember who we were playing.
My gosh,
but they
that's
said,
amazing.
we sure hope we hear a lot of... I sure hope we hear a lot of goal celebrations by the Maple Leafs tonight from the official account of Hall & Oates.
That's incredible. Well, we got to give the Leafs, the actual Toronto Maple Leafs, a ton of credit for what they've been doing behind the scenes off the ice. I've been so impressed with the way Game Ops has really stepped things up over the past few years. James Ruddle with the chance, he shoots. He's celebrating like it's a goal. The referees check out the position of the puck, and it is a goal. James Ruddle. Well, actually, is it? They haven't actually signaled. Ruddle's still celebrating.
Until Ruddle actually points.
which he is
now. He's saying that's a goal.
I don't think the officials are buying.
Not buying what he's selling.
I think it's a goal.
And they're coming back to center ice.
So it's a goal for James Ruddle. And it's great to see him back on the ice after taking that crash down hard and his head hit the back of the ice. But there he scores another goal. And it's now 6-3 for the St. Pats. Geez, it was almost like the Hall & Oates predicted what was about to come.
Yeah, no kidding.
As here go the Leafs into the zone, led by Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick in the far corner. Shovels it out front. Pye gets a piece of it. And then a quick whistle brings a stoppage to play with 4:30 remaining in the third.
St. Pat's goal, his third of the game, scored by number 15.
The hat trick goal for James the Pain Train Ruddle as the big man gets the job done.
Taking a bit of a ride on the pain train. He's took a big run at the boards on that last one, but he's all right. He's back on the bench now. But he plays with a certain reckless abandon, doesn't he?
Absolutely. It's a fine line that he walks. Dustin Butterfield makes the play as Jan Gobet retakes possession for the St. Pats. Brandon Joy passes it ahead to Mizoraka, whose shot just trickles wide. Mizoraka cycling around the far side. Not being checked closely at all there by Vince Ryan, and Mizoraka scores!
Wow.
What a snipe there from Chaz Mizoraka. But frankly, that's some pretty bad defense from Vince Ryan.
It was, but I still think Mizoraki deserves the credit for the skating ability there. And pulling the puck from down low, back up towards the blue line, bit of a spinorama off the defender to find himself back in the slot and then let the shot go. It's almost like he lulled the defense to sleep and just got them all to sort of stand there stationary and give him that shooting lane.
So Chaz Mizoraka increases the lead here for the St. Pats. It's now 7-3, and they get the puck in deep again with just 2:45 remaining here in the period. The Leafs dig it out as Brian Mackey sends it up the ice. Jamie Fodak feeds it back in front for Mackey, but it's broken up by Galarneau on the back check. Puck shot ahead, and it's secured now by LaMontagne. He's got Tunis heading to the net, but the lead pass just out of his reach. Nathan Tunis tries to center that one. It's broken up. Galarneau at the near side wall ends up firing it behind the goal, where it's Normand Blais playing it to the far corner. Puck to the line, held in by Hugh Leduc. As LaMontagne receives the clean pass, centers for Tunis, and he just couldn't get his stick down to make the tap in. Galarneau takes it to the far side of the goal. The wraparound gets sniffed out by Poirier, as we've got 1:45 remaining here in the third period. Tunis loses his footing as it's Normand Blais who comes in and takes the puck away. Fodak does well to get around Hugh Leduc. He'll take the puck up here, but he's the lone yellow jersey in the zone. The drop pass now picked up as Normand Blais takes the shot. Oh, it trickles just wide. Blais makes the pass to Fodak. His shot, big save there by Pye as the paddle down and he gets a piece of the puck. Shot down the ice by the St. Pats. It'll be Dominic Leroux to scoop it up for the Leafs. Playing it around to the far corner where it's hammered back to the near side by Ian Rankin. Inside the final minute here of the third period as the St. Pats with a big lead now 7-3 over the Leafs. Checking out the comments on our live chat thread, a lot of support for James the Train Ruddle. People happy he's back in action, including his sister Lana, who's enjoying the action, and Tiffany from Newfoundland cheering on Dylan. Puck comes out to center ice. John T makes the play. 17 seconds left here in the game as Nathan Tree brings the puck into the zone. Nice work there by Fitzpatrick to play it with his hand out of the zone. We get Rockin' Rory chiming in as well. Of course, that's Rory McDonald, one of the goaltenders in our youth and children division. And that does it. The final buzzer sounds. The St. Pats take the game 7-3. They pour off the bench as they sweep the series, taking all 3 games here in the Open Division.
Well, what started over the first 40 minutes is a pretty back and forth affair. Really opened up here in the third, and really a strong offensive performance here for the St. Pats, and at least just not able to respond, neither offensively or defensively. If anything, it looked like they might have been a little bit out of gas in that third period, and the skating ability of the St. Pat's team really shining through in that third.
A great weekend of hockey action, and I can't believe we only have one more game left. I mean, this weekend has flown by. I think, how many, I'm going to do a quick count. I think we had 18 games total this weekend. It seems like it just started a couple hours ago. I can't believe we're already on to our last game here. Well, we get the players shaking hands at center ice and then the medal presentation for the Open Division. The St. Pats take this game 7-3. We'll stay with the action during the medal presentation, but for some post-game analysis and more thoughts from the boys from the neutral zone, let's rejoin the guys from AMI. It's Cam, Brock, and Brett.
Thank you, gentlemen. A great Open Division game. Final score being 7-3 for the Pats, who ended up winning all 3 games. That was one of the more entertaining games of the weekend, gentlemen. Thoughts?
I don't think that this score is indicative of how both teams played. I honestly believe that it was evenly matched throughout. And as we've seen all weekend, an odd bounce here and there, and that's the difference.
Cam?
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with Brett. I just think that the St. Pats totally dominated the game. If it wasn't for Mario Ross, and I was about to say Mike Rossi, but he was sitting next to me, so it's Mario Ross that was actually in goal. He played a phenomenal game, and he kept the Leafs in the game. So, kudos to the St. Pats. They had a really good weekend. And James Ruddle, we were kind of talking before about how, both teams, they were kind of evening up the scoring and passing it around. And James Ruddle, he got a hat trick.
Yeah, he had a great game. And we've seen a couple of hat tricks and double hat tricks. Are we going down to ice level for the presentation? Yes, no, maybe so? No, I'm being told no. There is medals being handed out right now, but we will continue giving you a post-game reaction. I just think Doug Gilmore is in the building, folks, as it was just announced. I just think that was one of the more entertaining games. I mean, It was a high-scoring game. Wasn't as high as the game we saw this morning, but it was really, really entertaining. And I think if I was in this division, I'd be really happy with the end result of the weekend.
Absolutely. The open division, it was a pleasure watching them, and the Canadian Blind Hockey Tournament open division, it's kind of grown over the years, and it's going to be nice to see some more players moving up the ranks next year to play in the open division.
Yeah, just in the 2 years that we've been here, the open division is leaps and bounds what it was before. So, Brett, thoughts?
And I think what you're going to notice in the next year, or at least going forward, that some of these individuals who are playing in the open division will find a spot on Team Canada at some point.
A la James Ruddle?
A la James Ruddle.
Yeah.
You got to maybe look at Mario Ross, too.
Yep.
Potentially he's going to be on the select Team Canada as well. He played really well, but it's going to be pretty hard to unseat Joey Cabral.
Brett, I have a question for you. Would you ever go in goal, put a blindfold on, and let someone shoot a puck at you?
That's a really good question.
Yes? And your answer would be what?
Well, yeah, you know what? I probably would. I was going to give you a different answer, and in a roundabout way would answer the exact same way I just did, but I think I'm just going to be straight up and say yes. Yes, I would.
Who would you let take the shot?
Pick me.
I would let you take the shot, Brock.
Because you don't think I'd hit the net. This is where you're going, yes?
Well,
You wouldn't want someone like a Miracle Moray taking that shot on you?
Brock, your dexterity is not nearly as good as someone like Cameron. So if we're talking about just the panel, I would say you.
Would you let Jason Yuha, who we're going to see in a little while, take a shot at you being blindfolded?
Yes, because he would totally miss me and put the puck in the back of the net.
Fair enough. Guys, we've been here. This is our second year. What, for you guys, is the biggest difference this year in comparison to last year for us?
The biggest comparison year over year for me is I understood the rules a lot more about the game, so I was able to more look at what they were doing, the plays that they were making. Compared to last year, I was always wondering, why are they having to make that one pass when they're in the offensive zone? Or I was enamored with the puck and the way it is with the ball bearings in the puck. So I think, year over year for me personally, broadcasting the tournament, those are the reason that I'm enjoying a lot more this year.
Brett?
Yeah, I think last year was a feeling out process. We didn't know what to expect. We were brand new to the sport. And now that we've got 2 tournaments almost completely under our belt, I'm just looking forward to next year because we now have a complete and full understanding of what to expect. And we don't necessarily know what to expect in terms of the quality of play, where we're going to assume that it's going to be a lot better. Because even in 1 year, we've noticed that the play has become a lot better.
Oh, with that select division, it's absolutely phenomenal with the skill level that they have, the passing, the defense that they're doing, the goaltending. Having that select division this year, it's growing this sport by leaps and bounds.
And even though we didn't cover any of the younger or the youth divisions, very much. Sitting here watching them, I'm just excited to see how they progress in the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say the same thing. It's the youth division that is where you should start because, as we've alluded to many times, if you don't have youth, you're not going to have longevity in the sport for a very long time because you need those grassroots level. Now you've watched 2 full tournaments, and although there are subtle differences, Would you like to see some sort of rule change that would make it better, or is it good the way it is?
I think in the select division, I would like to see the one pass once you're in the offensive zone taken away, to be quite honest with you. So many times, whether it's a Jason Yuha, someone like that, they're able to, get a breakaway and they have to wait.
Brett?
Yeah, just like Cameron said, the one pass rule in the younger divisions, it doesn't make much sense